All right, welcome back. The 32 Feet Up family, mom and kids, have been traveling the country and sharing their experiences on social media. Our Lauren Andrego caught up with them.
Nikki Bettis, thank you so much for your time. I have so many questions for you. Can you first tell me where you guys are at right now and who you're with?
We are above Hastings. We're getting ready to go through lock 2. So we did our first lock yesterday and it was epic. It was so much fun. So we're doing lock 2 today. So, and wait, what else? Hastings and what? Sorry.
You've got a boat full of family members too.
Oh, yes, I do. I can't paddle and multitask at the same time. Yes, I have 7 of my kids. 2 of them are in front of me, currently not paddling because I told them to be quiet. And then the other 2 boats are way back there fishing. They love to fish.
Wow. Okay. Tell me when you got started on this journey and where you're going.
We started August the 16th, and so yesterday marked our 1-month anniversary of being out here. So very cool. And we started at Bemidji. So the headwaters, for many who don't know, and there's a lot of confusion about this, the headwaters are at Itasca. But we went to the headwaters and visited, but Bemidji had a huge storm that went through a couple of months before we started. And the storm damage was pretty catastrophic. There was a lot of damage, but it also affected the trail. So there's about a 6-mile section in there called the Silver Maple section that is not currently passable. So after lots of talking with DNR, park rangers, Itasca, they highly advised us to put in at Bemidji. So we actually started our journey at Lake Bemidji, put in at the Paul Bunyan Park there, and have been on the water ever since.
Wow. Okay. I was just up in Bemidji. I know how far away it is from Hastings, but you have a long journey to go. Where are you hoping to end, and how long is this journey going to take?
So the goal is the Gulf, where the Mississippi feeds into the Gulf, and that would be New Orleans area, Louisiana. And our goal is Thanksgiving. I have 8 older kids who chose to stay home. We all hiked the Appalachian Trail as a family together in 23. So this was pretty brutal leaving them behind. But they all have jobs now, and the younger ones have, like the youngest one now is about 16 of those 8, and she chose to keep her job too. So I promised them all that we would be home for holidays. So Thanksgiving is the goal.
My goodness. Okay, so we have a couple of months ahead. What are the ages of the kids that you're with right now?
14-year-old twins, 13, 12, 10, 8, and 6.
Oh, my goodness. Nikki, I have to know what motivated you to do both of these trips. I mean, extremely physically demanding for a singular person to do, but you're doing it with the family and with young children. Why did you want to do this?
So our Appalachian Trail journey started because we have been through a lot of traumatic stuff in life. I'm a single mom, and the stuff that came with that was just kind of brutal. So in order to reconnect as a family and just regroup, just remember that we're all humans, we're all navigating it together, and to stay close, it was just, we needed to go outside. We hiked to reconnect initially, but by the end of it, when you see relationships starting to falter, we just went back outside. And so I went back outside for 7.5 months, which was kind of funny. But so it really worked. I mean, we bonded unlike ever before, and we've always been close, but that made memories that they're never going to make it in any other way. So once we got home, we went for a year and kind of took care of some personal matters, but we're ready to get back outside. And honestly, there's no better schooling than this. So for the 7 youngest that are still in school, it teaches you more than I could ever teach that we homeschool, and that I could ever teach them sitting at a table staring at a textbook. And I think it really hit me because you're just staring at books with these pictures. And it's like, why not go live it? It's a lot like social media and adults and seeing pictures, but never actually doing it. And I want to teach them to go do the things. Don't read about them, go do them.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, you've got a lot of kids in a range of ages that are with. I'm wondering what their roles are on a daily basis. Obviously, you're taking the lead, but what does your day look like?
So one of the 14-year-olds has really taken on a leadership role. He really assumed the role that one of the 19-year-olds had on the AT, which was really interesting to kind of see how the dynamics were going to play out. Because after a few weeks on trail, you kind of all fit into the groove and you figure out what works and what doesn't. A good example of that was we started out with 7 kayaks. and it just was not working. The 6-year-old really, really wanted to do the trail independently on her own, and she hiked the whole AT on her own 2 feet. So this was her next just desire, was to paddle. But she was slow and it wasn't really conducive. I needed weight in the front of my boat. So I stuck her in my boat, and we've now evolved over the course of being out here from 7 kayaks just into 4 canoes now. So a lot of the leadership roles of the kids is seeing those needs, adapting, being able to overcome, and a lot of them put forth the effort to make those changes. So it doesn't fall all on me. So they'll see the needs and they rise up and try to figure out how to solve the problems, which is huge.
And I can imagine you've already seen how many lessons they've learned just in this 1 month, and how much growth they've made, how many improvements they've made out there on the water.
Absolutely. We're not one of those. There are families that do complete meals as a family while they're on trail. But to me, well, I don't want to carry that much weight, but I think it's important for them to be self-sufficient and independent. So we all carry our independent stoves, our independent, well, not all of us carry independent tents, but we all have teams that set up, and you have your little group or duo assigned to a tent. But they set up their tents, they cook their own food, because honestly, I don't want to do everything for them. I want them to learn these skills and be completely independent and self-sufficient and know the independence and power of that.
You mentioned tents. I have to ask about it because you guys are not staying in hotels on every length. You are pulling up to the side of the river and putting your tents up and sleeping there. Is that happening every single night?
Every night. So we've had a couple river angels. Well, actually, in the north, a lot of people are not really aware of this trail, which is kind of cool because we can bring an awareness to it and educate. But in the northern parts of Minnesota, there's a lot of campgrounds, like a lot. And they're Army Corps engineers, so they're very cost efficient. It's easy to stay in. They have showers. So for the first portion of the trail, we got kind of spoiled the campgrounds. But now that we're down in the more public areas and metro areas, that's not so much. So we're doing a lot of stealth camping now, and probably will be for the remainder of the trail.
You told me last night you guys literally were in St. Paul and just pulled up to the side of the river, and that's where you were, and that's where you put the tents up. So it's just wherever you guys land, that's where you're going to set up shop?
So we have to be especially given this many minors, I have to be proactive and of course think about safety issues. So public parks, we kind of survey, and we can sometimes fly under the radar there if we camp on the beaches and stuff like that. But we try not to make ourselves hugely noticeable. And in the metro areas, the unhoused population is pretty significant. So you take that into consideration, and really, we always have a plan. We have usually a 15, 20, and 25-mile plan for the day. And should we fall short, we know where to go. So in those instances, we have a pretty good idea where we're going. We use Google Earth a lot. We can just scroll in and see where, at least the topography and kind of the layout of what we're headed into.
Wow. Okay, so that's what you 15 to 25 miles kind of every day. How many hours of paddling is that? I mean, are you paddling the whole day?
It depends on the wind. It depends a lot on the wind. Like yesterday, our biggest day was 28 miles, and that was huge, and it was a victory. So we hope to do a lot more of those, but we typically are averaging around 20 miles right now. But yesterday, the wind is brutal, and the further south you go, the bigger the river gets. So it acts more like a lake and a reservoir more than a river. We tease that it's not the Mississippi River, it's the Mississippi Pond, because there is no current. And water levels are actually really, really low right now. So locals are saying it's about 4 feet lower than normal, which makes for zero current pretty much. So mileage depends very much on the difficulty level of the day.
Wow. Okay, Nikki, the more information you give me, the more questions I think I have. Are you expecting the journey to get easier or get harder as you exit Minnesota and start heading south?
We were hoping for easier. It just has different challenges. There's challenges in the north and there's challenges in the south. So you have your remoteness and things like that. The remoteness really in the north, not many others. But as we work our way south, you kind of run into water issues because you're not drinking from the river, and you're just not. And barge traffic. So it will get more difficult, but in a different kind of way. So the north is difficult simply because it's small water, and then the south because it's larger water. So
Every region's got its own challenges. I'm wondering how the kids are doing, what you're hearing from them, how their attitude is. I think if you would have taken me out on the river as a 14-year-old, I would have lasted maybe an hour and I would have given up. But, this is like 30 days in. How are the kids doing? How are they doing physically? How are they doing mentally?
Well, 3 of them are teens and they're teen boys. So I have 10 boys and 5 girls. So really heavy on the boys side. But they like to play games. I mean, we're just a normal average family. They do video games. They have screens and phones. So they're not real wild about going back out. They don't love the idea. But as part of just what I require as a parent, and I think a lot of parents just parent differently. They have their own styles, and this is what we do. So they didn't have a choice to come. It is school, it is life skills, and it's relationships. And that's what I want to instill with work ethic. And those are the things I want to see in my kids. So, and you can see that when we started, especially one of them, one of the 14-year-olds, was just really upset about it. He had a bad attitude. But you can tell that as the longer we're out here, the happier they get and they become free and you have relationships. There's river angels all up and down the trail. And those are people that don't know, that just they know the through paddlers are coming through and they just get it. They'll open up their homes, they'll do meals, all kinds of stuff. So we've been welcomed into homes with other kids where they made best friends and like friends for life. So those are the things that they take with them. And the longer we're out here, the happier they get. So it's just one of those decisions that you make it knowing it's in their best interest. And then you can just see them blossom. Once you start doing it, they come to life. And that's rewarding for me as a parent.
Yeah, absolutely. What is the plan when you get back after Thanksgiving or for Thanksgiving? I mean, obviously, you guys got to take a physical break. That's been a lot of paddling. But do they go back to school or what's the plan after that?
No, we'll do holidays. We did all the work to arrange for the rest of the year to be off. So we'll go back and do holidays and make a party out of it. And then next year, we have some pretty big plans. There's talk of the PCT and returning to hiking. But since we've hiked, it's kind of the funny fact, we've hiked south to north, now we're paddling north to south. And so the next big thing, my 27-year-old loves to bike. A lot of the kids do. So he is begging for us to bike the CPT. So we won't stop the adventures. It's just a matter of what we do and where we go.
It's just in your blood, I suppose. Nikki, you're so fascinating. You're a fascinating person. What have you learned on this trip? Maybe about spending an extended amount of time outdoors? What are you learning about yourself? Or what has been, I guess, the most moving part of this journey?
My own, and I think why I continue to go back to it is my own independence. Because there's a reason I have 15 kids. It was a very conservative, traditional background and how it was raised. So for a lot of years, I just stayed home and stayed pregnant. And I myself never really got to live. And there wasn't much freedom. So to be out here to me is my own independence and absolute freedom. And like you look around and there's a little wind, but the sun, and you're just out. You're so free. And nothing can replace that at all. It's like I have worked towards my own freedom.
I'm so amazed. I hope we can check back in with you, Nikki, as you continue on this journey between now and Thanksgiving. For folks who kind of want to keep up with you guys or learn more, is there a place that they can go online?
Actually, we are vlogging this entire adventure. So we spent the AT just doing life together as a family and staying quiet. But I figured as long as we're going to be out here, and there were so many people interested that we started vlogging. So we are now on YouTube, and we have daily episodes on there where we just post updates every day, and they're about 20-minute episodes. And then we're also really active on Facebook. So
fantastic.
TikTok, Instagram, we have all social media platforms. It's just we're riding the wake of a boat. But you having fun? The kids are up there. But so yeah, we have all social media platforms and we post daily. So it's really fun just to have. I think the most fun part about being out there publicly is the support and encouragement we get on the back end. Like it keeps us moving. So when people will tell us what's ahead or how much it's freed them to go do these things, that keeps us moving too. So that's a really cool part of it. So for those watching and listening, you can absolutely leave comments of support and encouragement because the kids read them too. It keeps us moving.
I love that. 32 feet up is what people can search online to find you on social media. Nikki, we are thinking about you. We hope you and your family have a safe journey toward the Gulf, and hopefully we'll be checking back in with you very soon.
Perfect. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.